So I think Peterson threw a very big question out here, and let's see how this so-called debate thing progresses. Because clearly this does not sound like a debate. It sounds like a debate, but without proper sources and stuff. But okay, sure, let's just look at this like as a comedy or some shit. But like, okay, sure, whatever. But alright, let's just continue. It's just destroying my head. I don't know what to say, man.
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, I would say I'm not an expert, but I think we need a massive redistribution of wealth. I think we need to we need to redistribute some of the wealth at the very top of the 10th of 1%. We need to get companies like Amazon to actually pay taxes. We need to redistribute that amongst the community. We need to put money back into education, social services.
So you're saying that
that's my answer.
You're saying we need to take Oprah, Bill Cosby, Barack Obama, and all those guys. We need to take some of their money and give it to the blacks.
Well, I'm talking about people much richer than that. I'm talking about like Jeff Bezos.
Not Oprah or Obama, the father Messiah Obama.
I mean, Oprah's super wealthy. I think she could give a little
guys.
more.
Are you talking about them?
I mean, we could take a little more from Oprah. I mean, Bill Cosby. I mean, he's in jail,
Obama?
Right? Obama, what's he worth?
He worth more than you and me.
Yeah,
he's definitely worth more than me. I don't have anything. I mean, sure. Let's bump him up another 5%. I don't know. See, the problem is this is the conservative.
So sorry for the blacks that you want to take from the whites and give to them.
Yes, so this is not an issue of race. This is not
bro, stop right there, man. Like, you asked about how to solve people getting stuck under the poverty line and then proceeds to talk about race after Dave gives you a proper answer. I won't say Dave's answer is perfect, but your question is completely unrelated to race, and then all of a sudden you just bring it back and try to make it seem ridiculous. Like, is that what you're doing here?
Sure, race at all.
Rather than making the blacks earn their way, you want to take from the whites.
But wealth inequality is a problem that transcends race. And I'm not saying we should take it from white people and give it to black people. I'm saying we should take it from rich people and give it to poor people.
Yeah.
The richest people.
Who do you want to take it from?
I didn't mention Bill Gates, but sure, fine, Bill Gates. I don't know. The richest.
Bill Gates a minute ago.
I definitely did not mention Bill Gates.
I was talking to him.
Nobody mentioned Bill Gates. I said
Jeff
Bezos.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't mention race.
I'm sorry about that, yeah. So
I didn't mention race at all.
You'd rather see Jeff give his money to the blacks rather than blacks earning their way.
That's not what I said at all.
I'm asking.
That's not what I said at all.
That's a question.
Okay. Can I answer the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to answer the question. As I said, which I will reiterate again, I think that we need to get corporations such as Amazon to pay their fair share of taxes. Amazon currently pays zero taxes. We need to actually collect taxes from these large multinational corporations, put them in federal funds, not just hand money to black people.
Yeah.
Right? We need to put them in federal
funds.
We need to be dispensing federal funds that go to education, public services, right? And perhaps disproportionately to the poorest areas. If they're black, great. If they're not, fine. If they're white, I don't care. Poor people need more money.
That help the blacks?
Of course. Poverty is not related to race. If a person is poor, that person needs social welfare to support his or her or their survival. That's just a fact. I mean, like, and then why is it related to race? Like, anybody could go under the poverty line. Like, race does not matter here. We are talking about racism in the United States, by the way, so I don't know what the hell this conversation is about.
By putting more money into education, we're already doing that up the yang, and they're getting worse and not getting better.
In where?
They're getting worse and they're not getting better.
Did you say
what?
yin?
Yeah, we're giving them more money. We're spending more money on education than any other country.
Bro, are you high, bro? What does that even mean?
And the blacks are getting worse rather than getting better.
See, this is the problem with having a conversation with you. Did you just say that America spends more on education than any other country?
Absolutely.
So that's wrong.
How?
Per capita,
Not wrong.
that's objectively wrong. So you can. This is the problem. Like, you're just throwing out anything you want to support your narrative, and you have no facts to back it up. You are objectively wrong. We do not spend more per capita
Yeah.
than
At
any other
home
nation.
tonight, make sure
Yeah,
you
pause, man. Like, give a citation, man. Just give a citation of your data, man. Like, please, just give a citation. Like, this is not going anywhere. We're not gonna just straight up believe in you without believe in your viewpoints without any resources or like sources, citations, or like any other papers to back it up. Like, simply that thing, and you have to deal with that, but you aren't.
Google all this, all right? You see.
How about you Google it, and how
I
about
don't
the
need to.
viewers
I already
Google
know
it?
the
Oh
truth.
dear, and the
No,
Google
you don't,
thing. Oh
because you
god.
cannot provide me a source for anything you're
So
saying.
why not?
You know you're
Why
lying.
not encourage family for the blacks? Why not say, hey, black people, get married, earn your way, save your money, invest.
What does that have to do with any?
Bro, stop right there. First of all, saving money is a stupid concept, but let's put that aside. Having a family does not equal to not being poor. There are a lot of completely fine families that are just under the poverty line, and you're not addressing that issue. Like that does not make any sense whatsoever.
We just talked about.
Why'd you
Black people
encourage
can get
that?
married if they want to, not get married.
Oh, by the way, I may need to explain why saving money is stupid, like later in the video, but or like in the start of the next video, but I just want to move ahead like in this conversation because it's entertaining. So sure.
Hold on, just to hear one at a time.
Would you encourage that for your family, Dave, or would you encourage them to get up and earn it?
Encourage what?
The white man give more money into the schools and all that, so your family can make it. Or would you encourage family for your own personal family?
Those are not even remotely related. I'm encouraging the United States government to collect taxes from large multinational corporations and divest them into education and other social services. It's
So
not
I'm
a race
asking
issue
a different
at all.
question,
And it's
though.
not a
I'm
family
asking
issue at all.
you,
Oh god.
would you
Yeah,
encourage
you're asking me a
your family
nonsensical question.
Yeah.
Would you encourage your family to get married and do it the right way, or would you encourage them to wait for handouts?
Okay, hang on. Let's take a little aside here. Why is getting married the right way? What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Because when all your little
Oh,
studies
here
have
we go.
proven that when kids are raised by two parents in the home, they do better in life
Why do they have to be married?
because it's the right way. It's the right thing to do.
What? You didn't explain anything here.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
What?
What case? You don't
Oh,
have a
yeah.
case. You
What?
can't rest a case that doesn't exist.
Where-
Why
where
is
do
getting
you-
married better than just living together?
So-
Why do two people have to be married?
So
What?
being an atheist, does that mean you don't believe in God? There's a God?
And
That's
then
exactly what.
the rambling about atheists, like, why is this related? Oh god, this is getting nowhere. You're just beating around the bush and doing nothing. Like, the fuck you doing, man?
That word means yes.
So where do you get your? So you don't, Dave? You don't believe there is a God?
Yes, I do not possess a belief in a God. Correct.
And do you believe there is one? You just don't believe in him, or you don't
Bro.
believe he exists?
You just asked me if I believe there is one, but I don't believe in him. Is that what you just asked me?
No, I didn't hear you clearly. Are you saying you don't believe there is a God?
I don't think that it can be stated any clearer. I said I do not possess a belief
He's
in
just
any God.
wasting
That's-
time
I
here.
cannot break it down more simply than that.
Peter-
But a
Peterson, that
belief
is.
is different than believing that it exists. You just don't believe in him, but you do believe there is a God. Am I understanding this right?
No, you definitely are not understanding correctly. I do not believe that a God exists.
Oh, I see. And so where do you get your moral values from?
Oh god, this question again, bro. Like, see, this just disgusts me every time. Like, why do we always need morals from like a so-called God? Like, just why the hell do we need that? Like, why couldn't we set our own morals? Like, we have a brain, so why? Like, what? Why is why is this even a question?
I have consciousness.
Where you get that from?
My brain.
Oh, amazing! I told you the intellectual one has no logic.
What?
Yeah, but you can kind of just say that to anybody that doesn't agree with you, and you have no retort. So that's not really much of a thing to say.
But look at the intellectual days; they are as dumb as a doorknob. If you have an issue, they'll take you to a psychiatrist, and they'll give you medication rather than showing you how to overcome the problem. If you're a little child with a lot of energy, for boys, they'll give you medication and dumb down the energy rather than showing you how to overcome the problem. Tell me that's not
dumb down the energy. That's the most pseudoscientific sentence I've ever heard in my entire life. So why don't you expand on that? Tell me about a problem that a child would have, and what drug you think might be prescribed for it, and why you think that is a bad thing.
It's happening every day, Dave. When little kids go to school, for an example, and especially boys, because boys and men are hated in this country today. When they go to school, they have a lot of energy, and the teachers can't handle them because they're beta teachers. Beta. They tell their parents, get them antidepressant, get them something to make them calm down, and cause the kids to become drug addicts.
So you think that kids that are hyper are given antidepressants, and then they become drug addicts?
That's right. Intellectuals have no common sense. They do not know how to help you or tell you how to overcome the issue. So they drug you down. And now
is it that, or you just have no idea what you're talking about?
Most of the kids become young adults who are relying on drugs because they've been dumbed down in the schools.
Which proportion? What proportion of people are relying on drugs, and which drugs, and where are you getting that data from?
One is too many, Dave.
One is too many? Having one person on drugs is too many? Which drugs?
Are you saying you're not aware of that, Dave?
I'm saying I am not aware of the lie that you just made up. Yes, because you just made it up. How could I be aware of it? You just said that most people, you're talking about children that are hyper, given antidepressants, and are now addicted to drugs, and then you said that most people are addicted to drugs.
You know what the intellectuals call it? They call it HDD or something dumb. They make up a name for it, and they throw drugs down the kids' throat and destroy their energy. And now the kids.
I think you were trying to say.
Yeah,
I think you were trying to say ADHD.
Right? Something dumb like that, because the intellectuals have no idea what they're doing.
What?
So we can look at this. This is
pause. An intellectual has no idea what they're doing, but like they're studied like for a very long time for what they actually need to do, and then you're disproving them because of one basic sentence of intellectuals don't have logic. First of all, how do you even prove that statement? And on top of that, like, how does your how does your so-called logic even work here? Like, this is getting really confusing in my opinion.
Amazing. We just found one tiny little thing that we agree on a little bit. And I'm going to tell you what it is. There was a time, I think in the 90s, it might have lapsed over into the early 2000s, where Ritalin was overprescribed. That's true. That is true, and it has happened that certain medications have been overprescribed. I will agree with you on that.
Thanks for being honest, Dave. And most, if not all, most of the children, especially who have received the medication, did not need it.
Most?
Ooh, I don't think you can say most. I said overprescribed. But here's the problem. You're taking that and you're making this gigantic leap of logic to say, what did you say, that most people are addicted to drugs or something along these lines? You're basically trying to invalidate the entire field of psychiatry.
Because when they do either graduate from high school or college or leave high school, they reach out to other drugs because now they can't deal with society. They don't know how to deal with the issues of life. And so they tend to reach out. They tend to go for pot. Some of them use other forms of drugs. Because they've been
Where's your data?
Because their brains have been deadened and they have not been able to deal with the issues
Where's
growing
your
up,
data?
and now they
Where's
have
your
to
data?
have
Yeah.
to rely on some form of drug or another.
I'm confused.
So what's the difference
listening to
between
this.
that being true and
God.
you just having made that up?
I did not make that up, Dave. Most people know that.
How do we know? How do we
Citation,
know you
bro,
didn't just make
citation.
that up? Do
Look-
you have
look at-
data?
When you get home tonight, look at Google.
Oh
I'm
God,
currently
the
home and I'm
Google
aware of what
thing
Google
again,
is. Do you
bro.
want to turn this
Down
into
here,
a
make
Google
sure you-
party?
When we're down here, be sure to look at Google.
Yeah, I've seen Google,
Yeah.
and I know that there's information on it. Do you want to do that now and check up on what you're saying and
Oh,
find some
God.
data?
But that's
like-
up to the host.
Oh God, don't beat around the bush, man. Get straight to the point.
This might be a point at which we could switch into one thing we hadn't talked about. But Jesse, I know that you had mentioned that as a country, the United States hates men or boys, and so I'll let you put it in your own words so I don't accidentally misrepresent you. But that's something that, Dave, you looked like you maybe didn't agree. So that's maybe something we could talk about.
Okay.
Dave, if,
Yeah, we can change. Yeah, no problem.
Jesse, I'll give you a chance just in case I didn't state that correctly, if you want to explain what you mean by that.
Men and boys are the most hated species on this side of heaven.
Okay, what the hell is that? Like, males are not a species. How is male a species? Like, what is species in your brain? Like, how do you define the word species? Like, what the hell am I listening to? Oh God.
And the reason for it is because men
It's not a
represent
species.
men represent love, they represent authority, they
Oh
represent
God.
the right way
Now
to
the
go.
sexist
And
shit.
there are men, mostly women, who hate good. They hate men because they are jealous of the power that's in a man. Whether we realize-
Whoa. I got a cut here because this is the offensive part that I just started to stop and then try to record the reaction vids. This is about to get ridiculous, so if you get offended, it's fine. Just straight up yell at him in my own comment section. It's completely okay. I'm just trying to react to it. I'm not agreeing on that one. Just like please don't flag me as like a sexist or anything. Please don't. I'm not, obviously. So, but like, I'll start another part on that one. But yeah, that is a lot, man. That is a lot. So, yep. See you guys in part 4.